Now, first, let me extend a warm welcome to your family and friends, those who have traveled across the United States, from across the world, or even just across Claiborne Avenue. And of course, hello to those of you on the live stream. Hello. Welcome to all of you. It's a privilege to be here with you today. This is my 8th year serving as Dean of the great School of Liberal Arts. And it's an honor to stand here in front of the chairs and directors of the 32 departments and programs that make up this School of Liberal Arts, back here on the stage behind me, and to look out on the representatives of the more than 400 faculty in our school. They have been your teachers, your mentors, and they, along with the nearly 100 staff members who work to keep our operations running smoothly across the school's 17 buildings, many of them are here today too. All of us celebrate you with pride. Let's show the School of Liberal Arts faculty and staff your appreciation. Now, like all week I've been smiling. I love graduations, and I especially love Tulane graduations. I love having the opportunity to give you just one more lesson before you head off to this exciting and sometimes scary world after college. And you know, as I was thinking about what to say to you today, I realized there's probably one question that I should answer first.
Forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now.
Moms and dads, I don't know if your students have been asking you this question, but as you can see, students, in the 1990s, in May 1990, to be precise, I was where you are now. Different weather, outside on a big lawn, and not inside the Superdome. The Superdome. Yeah, let's go. But like you, I was also graduating with a bachelor's degree in liberal arts. For me, it was an English major. Oh, let's hear it, English. And literature, theater, French, and studio art were my special passions in college. And my college experience had its own highs and lows. We had an economic crash while I was in college, some personal challenges. And upon graduating, my generation had our own tumult to traverse. We had the Gulf War, the first Gulf War, civil wars in the Balkans and Rwanda, the first attack on the World Trade Center in '93, the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, the O.J. Simpson trial, and groups like Nirvana and Pearl Jam captured the angst of my generation. And it was the golden era of hip-hop, too. So despite those challenges that we faced, I'm nostalgic about those years during and after college. I think college graduations make us all a bit nostalgic. I've seen a lot of tears around campus the last few days. But you know, I didn't have the particular experiences you guys had. For example, I never spent any time in tents for classrooms, nor did I have to mourn the loss of tables at the boot. I never had to deal with boil water advisories during college. Yeah, that's what it looks like, guys. Or water main breaks so serious that my campus had to haul in porta potties outside the buildings. But you know, speaking of water main breaks, I never witnessed people paddling down the street near campus like these two classmates of yours, or witnessed a snowstorm that was never supposed to happen in the place where we are. Maybe some of these scenes will feature in your own future nostalgia. But while it all led up to 2026, this amazing year, you may one day remember it like it was 2016. 2016 was something special, wasn't it? If you're a sibling of the class of 2026 and your parents are confused right now, please let them know what's going on. This fascination with what dad and mom were doing in the 1990s, or this longing for the internet and social media of 2016, it got me thinking more deeply about nostalgia. We all have a tendency of looking backward to what feels like a simpler time. And 2016, I'm told from you, was a time when social media was more authentic, less doom scrolling, more pure enthusiasm. That's all gone now. As we might have said back then, bye Felicia. Yeah, it's 2016, top meme of 2016. But the new allure of 2016 made me ask, what does our longing for simpler digital times actually mean? I mean, every day we're facing headlines about AI disrupting the job market, environmental crisis, war and political conflict. It would be understandable to feel overwhelmed. Nostalgia, at its root, means a painful longing for home, but for a home that we cannot get back to because it has vanished into the past. We can romanticize that past, emphasize the most positive aspects, like maybe 2016 for some of you, before adult responsibilities seemed real, before the world after college. And maybe that's why 2016 feels comforting right now. I'll tell you what, let's try, just for a moment, to bring back that feeling right here, right now, one last time, a little 2016. Do any of you remember the mannequin challenge of 2016? Okay, let's do this, okay? We have fun at our graduation. So, on the count of three, yeah, we're gonna do this. Maybe we'll go viral again. On the count of three, I want all members of the class of 2026 to stand up, or not, strike a pose, and then I want you to stay absolutely still until I say break, while we've got an intrepid videographer running around, captures it for the gram, where it's gonna go. All right, I want you to get ready. You got something? Think about it. 1, 2, 3. All right, break. Now, did you find that refreshing, fun? All right, breathe. I forgot to say breathe, breathe. All right, what do we make of all this nostalgia for 2016 or for the 1990s, for that version of the world that feels simpler than the one waiting for you, for all of us now? Some of you have a phrase that I've learned from you and I like a lot. You say, go touch grass. I actually think that's helpful. What does it mean? Go touch grass is a way of telling someone to kind of log off, go offline, reconnect with reality, right? I think it carries a lot of wisdom. And beyond a practice for living with our devices, it goes way beyond that. Because when the future seems huge or unsettling, daunting, even overwhelming, those of us who have been there ourselves know, when we look back, like that cringy video of myself I had to sit through, that there were many small steps along the way, many first tries, failures, second tries maybe, all of which helped us move forward. And when you're taking the step outside to unplug for your mental health, or whether you're taking it to change jobs or change partners, or maybe change paradigms, in those moments you won't always be sure what the future holds. You will need to take a first step, because everything extraordinary is built from accumulated small acts of motion. Small steps create momentum, and momentum changes everything. In those moments of uncertainty, people rarely recover by retreating from the world. They recover by participating in it, by showing up for one another, by building something together, by taking the next step before they can see the entire path. Let me tell you one story, a Tulane story, and look back just one more time, not as many years, to 2020. Just before the pandemic, this is not a COVID story, just before the pandemic, a group of Tulane students saw a problem that many had ignored in this city: glass. No one was recycling it in New Orleans. Well, if there was one bin outside our famous glass-blowing studio in Waldenburg Hall, but other than that, most glass in New Orleans was just thrown in the trash. So these Tulane students, one of them was a liberal arts student, took a small step. They started collecting it themselves from backyards after frat parties, crushing it, repurposing it. And that small step became the business Glass Half Full. And now they've diverted millions of pounds of glass from landfills and turned it into material that helps restore our coast. Not because they had a perfect plan, but because they started. When you begin to feel overwhelmed, looking for simpler times, remember how many people took small steps again and again to move from crisis to something new. Because momentum doesn't wait for perfect. It responds to movement. You are not being asked to solve everything. You are being asked to start something, to take one step and then another step, and trust that momentum will meet you there. Years from now, you will likely look back on this moment with your own nostalgia. Not because these years were easy, not because the world was certain, but because this was the moment you began. The moment that despite everything, despite the uncertainty, despite the angst, you stepped forward. Class of 2026, congratulations.